All right, let's talk about something most of us use literally every single day, Google's tools. But we're not going to just look at them as a random collection of apps. Today, we are going to break down how you can actually connect them into one single powerful system for thinking. We're going to talk about how to build a second brain that truly works for you.
Now, we're starting here for a very specific reason. This isn't about simple productivity hacks or little tips and tricks. No, this is a really profound idea from cognitive science, and it frames our entire discussion. The goal isn't just to store a bunch of information, but to fundamentally extend our ability to think, to reason, and to create.
And this is the core concept right here, external cognition. It's the science behind thinking with our tools, not just finding things on them. It's how a simple note becomes a real extension of your memory, and how a structured document becomes a powerful extension of your reasoning. This idea, it's the foundation for the entire system we're building today.
Okay, so here's our roadmap. We're going to kick things off with the essential mindset shift. Then we'll walk through the practical steps, how to get precise information in, how to capture and synthesize it, and then the really cool part, how to partner up with AI. And finally, we'll see how it all connects to create this self-reinforcing knowledge engine.
Before we touch a single tool, a single app, we have to start with the most critical component of all, your mindset. Honestly, the effectiveness of this entire system hinges on one key shift: moving from being a passive consumer of information to being an active architect of your own knowledge.
And this slide really gets to the heart of it. Just look at the contrast here. On the left, you've got that passive consumption, that mindless scrolling, which, as a ton of research shows, can often just lead to anxiety and feeling overwhelmed. But on the right, you have what the highest performers do: active, intentional information mining. They have a goal. They're not just browsing, they're building something. And that leads us right to this central question. Really, the entire system we're about to build is designed to do one thing: put you firmly in control, making your tools work for your goals, not the other way around.
Okay, let's get into the first practical phase of our system. This is all about the quality of the raw materials you feed into your second brain. Because, just like any engine, the quality of what you get out depends entirely on the quality of what you put in. Garbage in, garbage out, right?
It all starts by moving beyond just typing a few words into the search bar. Think about it this way. If you're a student writing a global thesis, you absolutely need peer-reviewed literature. Google Scholar is indispensable for that. But if you're a startup founder, you need super timely market data. So using an advanced operator like Cite, TechCrunch.com, and then filtering by date is essential. This isn't just searching, it's targeted, high-quality extraction.
So now that we're pulling in this really high-quality information, we need a robust two-stage system. First, to capture those fleeting insights the moment they pop into your head, and second, to synthesize them into a coherent, structured body of knowledge. I absolutely love this quote because it illustrates that first step perfectly. Google Keep isn't really an archive. Think of it more like an inbox for your brain. It's where our student can quickly save a powerful quote from a research paper in the middle of a lecture, or where our entrepreneur can jot down a sudden business idea while they're waiting for coffee. It's fast, it's frictionless, and it's on all your devices.
And this is the synthesis stage. See, ideas don't stay in the garden of Keep forever. They're cultivated and moved over into Google Docs. And the key here is structure. When you consistently use headings, you're doing way more than just formatting. You're creating a machine-readable outline that Docs uses for its navigation pane, and that transforms a long, messy document into a super easily scannable knowledge base.
And this is a total game changer. You can right-click any heading in a Google Doc and get a direct link to that specific section. This lets you connect ideas with surgical precision. Our student can now link a specific counterargument in their notes directly to the source document. Our founder can link a project task to the exact meeting notes where that idea was born. You're basically building your own personal, interconnected wiki. Okay, so we've gathered precise information and we've given it structure. Now we are ready for the next layer, intelligence. This is where your curated data becomes a real conversational partner. So the technology that powers this has a kind of fancy name, Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG. But it's vital to understand what this means. An AI tool like NotebookLM, when it's using RAG, is not searching the public internet. It is retrieving information exclusively from the sources that you provide. It's grounded in your second brain, not the world's. So you start by feeding the system.
Our startup founder uploads their market analysis PDFs, their competitor research docs, and maybe even transcribed customer interviews. Our student uploads their thesis drafts, key academic papers, and all their lecture summaries. You are literally defining the universe of knowledge the AI can access.
And once your sources are in, well, this is where the magic happens. You move beyond simple keyword searches, and you start asking these complex, conceptual questions. You're not asking it to find this term. You're asking the AI to synthesize, to analyze, and even to challenge your thinking, based entirely on the material you've given it.
And this is the critical trust factor. Every single claim the AI makes is accompanied by a citation that links directly back to the specific passage in your source documents. This creates this incredible feedback loop. The AI helps you see new connections, and you can instantly verify its reasoning, which in turn pushes you to think even more deeply about the information you've gathered.
So let's zoom out for a second. We've looked at all the individual phases, but the real power here comes from how they connect. This is how you build a strategic asset, an engine that doesn't just store knowledge, but actually helps you generate more of it over time.
Now, what's so essential to understand is that this isn't a linear process. It's a virtuous cycle. The insights you generate from analyzing your sources in NotebookLM, well, they lead to new, more precise questions. And that sends you right back to searching for even better inputs. Each phase strengthens all the others, compounding the value of your personal knowledge base with every single cycle. And this, at the end of the day, is the ultimate payoff. The goal was never just better organization for its own sake. The goal is augmented thinking. It's about creating a system where your past learning actively fuels your present questions, empowering you to connect ideas and develop insights in ways that just weren't possible before.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. We've just outlined a system for building a true intellectual asset, one designed not for the information age, but for this new age of AI. The question is no longer just what you know, but how effectively you can think with what you know. So, what becomes